This is my first YouTube video, and it's a perfect place to start. 3-2 to Turkey, 2-0 to Austria. And you might be thinking, what are you talking about? What are those score lines to Turkey and Austria? Are they wins? Who's winning? Who's losing? I'll tell you who's losing. It's my sweet, 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 beloved German national team that has lost 2 straight games again after our supposed positive start under Julian Nagelsmann ever since Hansi Flick has been sacked. 3-2, 2-0, 2 straight losses. And honestly, in 2 games where I can't sit here and tell you that a single player on this German national team, a single player did not have a good game over both legs. Okay, maybe one. That's our goalie, Kevin Trapp. Kevin Trapp, okay, decent. He wasn't amazing. He wasn't great. He shouldn't have been done by Sabitzer on the first goal in the Austria game. Made a good save, but still. Not a single player. You guys, out of a squad of 23, out of all the players that got their chances, a squad of 23 players, not one person could impress? Not one? Come on. Now, when I say impress, I wasn't wowed by everyone. But at least Füllkrug scored again. At least Wirtz in the Turkey game had a half-decent game because Florian Wirtz typically hasn't showed the same Bayer Leverkusen form for the national team whenever he's gotten a chance. But that was good to see. But no one was amazing. Sane was mid. There was no Musiala for me to enjoy that Musiala ball, that beautiful, glorious Musiala ball I'm so used to seeing at Bayern because he's injured. So it's just shocking that in this game against Turkey and Austria, 2 half-decent teams finally. Okay, we beat USA. Okay, we tied in Mexico. The tie to Mexico was a disgrace. That was a bad game for me too, in my opinion. We played 2 teams that press, that play half-decent football. And we lose both games. The Turkey game, okay, we at least created chances. We scored 2 goals. The Austria game, not a single big chance. Maybe one big chance. We were dominated. We were played off the freaking pitch, man. We look like the Austrians. They look like the Germans. Come on. What is that? And I'm so tired of this. The national team has been in crisis now for 5 years since the 2018 group, since we got grouped in 2018. We've been in crisis for 5 years. 5. Nothing has changed. 5 years of no improvement, mediocrity. And I'm going to go through in this video, there's 4 main things, in my opinion, that is holding this team back right now. And I will give you my 2 quick solutions. There you guys. It's just 2 quick solutions that could put this team on the right track so that we don't get embarrassed at the Euros in our home in Germany next summer. There's 2 quick solutions Julian Nagelsmann can employ, and boom, trust me, it will fix the team. We'll get good performances. Trust me. So what is the first big issue that I'm going to talk about here? I like Julian. I think he should have been sacked at Bayern. He was building something special in the Champions League that season. Undefeated, only conceded 2 goals to Victoria's Secret. Victoria Pilsen, aka Victoria's Secret. He was unrightly sacked. Okay, he's sitting on the couch after that. And he takes the Germany job. Who wouldn't? At such a young age, too. He will probably, he's only here to July, which is my issue, but he's only here to July. In the future, he will be German national team coach again. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. But my issue number 1 is that he is here until July. Only until July. He is an interim coach. Do not get it mistaken. Julian Nagelsmann is an interim coach. Until July. After the Euros, he's gone. And we should have a replacement by then. We should. I'm hoping the DFB does. There aren't many managers out there. So the options are thin, but he will be gone in July. Julian will be gone in July. And my issue with this is that we are going into an international tournament next summer as the hosts of that said international tournament, the Euro 2024 tournament. And we're going into the tournament as hosts with an interim coach. Does that not, is that not shocking to you? Is that not crazy to you guys? It's crazy to me. What country has ever gone into an international tournament where they are the hosts with an interim coach? It's ridiculous. And that tells me is that what that tells me is the DFB looking to just write off Euro 2024? It's not often you get to host a tournament in your country, man. It isn't often you get to do this. So are we writing it off? Are we going to give this team a pass? Oh, if we get grouped, oh, if we get out of the round of 16 again, it's okay. He was an interim coach. We're going to start building after this tournament, 2 years of building for the 2026 World Cup in the United States, in North America. That doesn't sit right with me. That really doesn't sit right with me. And you know what? I won't go more into this. What's done is done. Julian is here. He will be gone in July. We will have a new coach come July. Whether it's an Oliver Glasner, Louis van Gaal, whoever. Maybe Rudy Voller. Please come back, Rudy. You beat your only game we beat France. Come on, come back, Rudy. Whoever it will be. What's done is done. Julian is here. So we go into my second issue. Hansi Flick was the right guy. I want you guys to understand and realize Hansi Flick was the right guy. But getting grouped at the World Cup made it impossible for him to recover his standing as the national team coach. It made it impossible. And I say he's the right guy because let's be honest. At that World Cup, the players failed Hansi Flick. The players failed Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick sent his team out to win. All the chances we had against Japan before they scored their first goal. Squandered, missed. Oh, we'll get the next one. Oh, we'll get the next one. Up until, oh, Japan scored. Oh, Japan's now 2-1. Oh, we've lost our first game of the World Cup. In the Spain game, we were the better team against Spain. Musiala put a beautiful performance that game. We made chances. Musiala, great game, but you missed it. You missed an open 1v1. That 1v1 was so open, Musiala, Jamal. I love you, Jamal. That 1v1 was so open that you could basically count it as an open goal. You really can. And we miss all these chances, and boom, Big Max Sule falls asleep on a runner, and Morata goes and scores. Thank God Fulkrug comes and Fulkrug, who should have started every game of that World Cup, makes his presence known and saves us that game. Musiala missed a big chance that game. Sane, last kick of the game, misses a 1v1 himself as well. And we go to the Costa Rica game. We go down, but we win 4-2. We do our job, but we get knocked out because Spain also couldn't hold back Japan. Hansi Flick was the right guy because he was committed to staying with this team for a while and building something. He had the team winning games that they should be winning up until the World Cup. And the team played good football at the World Cup. Don't get me wrong, but after you get grouped, it's very hard to recover. It's very hard to get. The players can say they trust you. The DFB can say they trust you. The public can say they trust you, but not really after you get grouped. Not really. And after that, we saw just a continuous spiral of declining team performance, declining player performance every time a new international window came by with Hansi Flick as German manager. It got to the point where he got sacked. So that's my second point. Hansi Flick was the right guy. The players failed him at the World Cup. We got grouped. And that's just a bummer because Hansi Flick could have been successful with this team. It's really a bummer. And I hope maybe after the dust settles for 10 years or something, 5-10 years, we could bring him back and give him another chance because he deserves another chance. Maybe with a new crop of players, when Musiala and Florian Wirtz are matured, when Malik Thiaw is matured, when Noah Darvic is in the team, Paul Wanner's in the team. Then we could give him another chance. I truly believe that. But he was the right guy. He got grouped, and we lost him. So We get Julian Nagelsmann, who's the best German manager on the market at the time. It is what it is. My third point. Now, this, in my opinion, is the most important point. Squad unity. Where's the squad unity here in this German team? Who is our core group? Our core group of 8, 9 players that always starts. Our core group of 10 players who we expect most of them to be starting on that pitch every single game. Who is it? Because as much as I was just saying Hansi Flick's praises, he never established his core group, guys. He never did. What I mean by core group is that a national team should have 8 to 10, maybe 11, maybe 12 key players that will most likely start every single time. Maybe two, 3 positions max rotate for players to fight for positions. A core group has not been established in this Germany team since Jogi Löw left after Euro 2021. A core group hasn't been established. As much as I sang Hansi Flick's praises right now just a minute ago, he didn't either. Let me give you an example. Up until the World Cup, when he took over after Euro 2021, and up until the first World Cup match, I'm going to read you the amount of changes this guy was making every game, whether it's, and these count for formation changes, players playing in different positions, new players being introduced in the starting 11. I'm going to read you. After the first game against Liechtenstein, I think it was, this was our changes match to match in the starting XI. Get ready for this, because this is wild to me. 6 changes, 1 change, okay, 2 change, okay. Then we're at 5 changes, then 6 changes in the next game, then 7, then 6, then 5, then 4, then 5, then 4 again, then 5, then 4 again. And in the match before the first World Cup game, the match before against Oman, 1-0 win, disgusting performance that was. We had a whopping 8 changes to the starting 11. 8! There is no core squad established at that time. In that period, no core group. And there was even changes during the World Cup. And post-World Cup, same thing. He didn't establish a core group to let the team grow together, for the players to be familiar with each other, because that is the issue you see with this team right now. You saw it in Turkey game. You saw it in the Austria game. And Nagelsmann said it in a post-match. We play as a unit in training, but once we hit the pitch, we play as individuals. And the reason that is because this German team doesn't have a core group of players that is always on the field together each time the international break comes around. Each time. Because we're not playing week in, week out. We play once a month, once every 2 months. 2 games, 3 games every 2 months. You need that core group that's used to playing with each other, and you can guarantee a unified performance, a good team performance 9 times out of 10. And we don't have that right now. And Nagelsmann, that's one of my solutions, but Nagelsmann will have to find that core group heading into this next Euros. He will have to do that. Because, without having a core group, the team isn't used to each other. So we go out, and that's how you get these performances where everyone's playing as an individual, where the team is not clicking. That's why we get these performances the last 2 years. This is why. Now, up until going into the 2022 World Cup, all the wins we had, couple draws, we had 1 loss, I think it was to Hungary. Those all papered over the cracks. People didn't realize the changes. People didn't realize that a core team had not been established. A core group of players that make up the starting XI had not been established. And that's a problem. 4th point, and I have one more after this. Squad selection. We need to stop giving players who have continuously dropped disaster classes for this national team. We need to stop giving them chances. Julian, stop. Hansi Flick was doing it, trying to force the issue. Hansi Flick, let's not talk about Hansi Flick's sexual attraction to playing Timo Werner at striker and Kai Havertz as a 10. This almost sexual fantasy he had of playing those two every time. It was getting, I'm sick of it. Nagelsmann now forcing the issue with some players that we know are just not it. Dortmund players. A single Dortmund player should not be starting for the German national team in 2023, heading into 2024, the only person you can make a case is Emre Can. That is the only player you can make a case. And even him and his brick gene, I can't trust him at an international tournament. I can't. I guarantee you, in a crucial game, in a group game, that guy gets you a red card. That guy misplaces a pass. That guy scores an own goal. We need to stop giving these Dortmund players chances in the starting XI. Sure, call them up for good squad depth. Oh, another player I forgot, Emre Can and Schlotterbeck, those two. But they shouldn't be guaranteed starters. They shouldn't be getting many. They could get chances. Don't get me wrong. They shouldn't be getting many. If you're given a chance, you better perform, or else you're going back to the bench for another window or two. So the Dortmund players, stop playing them. Players who, players who haven't played well for a while. Gnabry, you guys, Gnabry in the Austria game just a couple days ago was so bad. I almost started crying. I was watching the game at university on campus in the library. I almost started crying. Oh my god, excuse me. Holy crap, the demons just came inside of me. I was so shocked at how bad this guy was. I almost started crying. Because remember, just 3 years ago, this guy scored a freaking 4 goals against Tottenham. He was clutching the seal for Bayern in the treble season. And now he's resorted to this heap of trash that doesn't he doesn't contribute anything. Players like Havertz. It needs to stop. Dortmund players need to hit the bench and not get that many chances in the team because they bring their brick loser energy from Dortmund into the national team. And players who are just not it should stop getting chances. Your Havertzes, your Gnabrys, stop, please. I'm tired of it. I cannot watch another game of these guys wearing the beautiful German national team kit, playing for our amazing football nation. We can't tolerate this anymore. And my fifth point that I wanted to get to is just Nagelsmann. Now, this was bound to happen, but Nagelsmann needs to stop being a tactico. He needs to stop trying to implement club football tactics, because that's what we saw in these last 2 games, Turkey and Austria. He tried to be a tactico. He tried to play these experimental lineups when that is not what the team needs. That's not what the team needs. And I can't blame him. He's going to go back to club football after this in July. But I hope he learns, and I hope come the next international window in March, he doesn't do this. Just play a strong XI, have your core, which leads us into my solutions. 2 solutions, guys, very simple. The first solution goes back to the squad selection. Stop trying to force the Dortmund players. Stop trying to force Havertz and Gnabry. Stop trying to play players out of position and try to be a genius. Stop. Cool, Havertz at left back. I saw it for 2 games. I'm done with it. I never want to, for the rest of my life, see Kai Havertz, play in defense, play as a fullback, play as a wingback. I never want to see that ever again. I never want to see an hour before a game, I look at a team sheet and I see Kai Havertz at left back. I don't want to see that again. It's that simple. Drop the Dortmund players to the bench. Cut Havertz, cut Gnabry, put them on the bench. Don't even call them up if they're not playing good for their clubs. And stop with the out of position stuff, Julian. Keep it simple. A national team manager needs to keep things simple. A national team manager is not a tactico. He keeps the players happy, he puts out his strongest XI, and he tells them to play a little pragmatic, don't be too extreme, and tries to get the best out of those players playing a simple style of football. Which for the Germans is an efficient system where everything is a well-oiled machine. That's what the German system was when you have to stick to that. Maybe make some changes, but don't do anything drastically different. Don't be a tactico. Don't try to force players into this team and trying to be a genius. Stop. Play who everyone knows is good, and half your issues there are solved just like that. So with that comes my second solution. Establish your core. establishing a core group of players for once in the last 3 years. I'm telling you guys, a lot of our issues that we see with this national team will go away like that. Just like that. There, our issues, we're gonna be thinking like, oh my god, it was so simple. Who knew that if you play a certain group of players as the core multiple times, that they will actually start to look like a team? Who knew that if you don't change the lineup and make 6-5 changes every game, who knew that if you don't do that, the team will start playing as a team more? Players will seem more familiar with each other. They won't act like this is the first time they've ever met each other in real life on the pitch. They won't act like that if you establish a core. And let me tell you, I have my core right now. It's 12 players. And I think a lot of you guys, if you're watching this and have gotten this far into the video, will agree with me. The core heading into Euro 2024, as of now, it is November. Things can change. The core can change. Don't forget, guys. It's based on performance and who play. It's based on performance, but it's also based on how you play for your national team. This core can change come April, come May, when the Euros is coming around. But this is my core right now. Manuel Neuer, David Raum. Why this guy doesn't get chances more, I don't get. David Raum, Antonio Rudiger, Malik Thiaw. I still don't know how to say his last name. Is it Thiaw? It's Malik Thiaw? I think so. Joshua Kimmich, Leroy Sané, Fulkrug, Jamal Musiala, Gundogan, Florian Wirtz, Jonathan Tah, Thomas Muller. 12 players. Jonathan Tah, maybe he's playing well for Leverkusen. He's their star defender. That's why he's in there. 12 players. Those 12 players are our core. Now, that's 12 players. I get it. I was saying 8 or 9 core. But those 12 players, out of those 12 players, I expect every time 8 or 9 of those players to start every single game for now on, heading into the Euros. Because we have a March window. We have a huge break off international football, guys. So we have a March window and probably a May window and a game or two before the Euros. We're looking at 5-6 games left until the Euros, maybe less. That should be your core. I expect 8 to 9 of those players to start every time. And I want this familiarity. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. To form. And I guarantee you guys, when this happens, and if Nagelsmann does this, I swear, Nagelsmann, you have to do this. It's so clear. If he does this, our Euros will be pretty good. If we send Leroy Sané out there, Musiala out there happy, just do your thing in attack, Kimmich and Gundogan in midfield, be disciplined. Both of you don't get caught out in midfield. Malik Thiaw, Rudiger, Raum, don't do anything stupid. Listen to Neuer back there. Don't do anything stupid back there. We could make it quarterfinals. We could push for semifinals at the Euros if we keep it simple and we establish this core group of players. A lot of our problems will go away. I guarantee you. So that's my 2 cents on this whole national team crisis that we've had for 5 years now. This is my first YouTube video. The quality is probably crap. I just ordered a mic and a camera. I think my next video tomorrow should be much better. Actually, no, I'm going to post a pre-match to the Bayern Köln game, which is tomorrow. So that video will also be trash. Sorry, guys. But after that, the videos should be better in quality if you do end up watching. So if you want to stick around for the football news, football talk, that content crack, I'm not just going to talk about Germany and Bayern. I mean, I'll talk about them. I talk about all different teams: Chelsea, City, La Liga, Barcelona, Real Madrid. All the drama. Subscribe if you made it this far. And yeah. Nagelsmann, please. I just want to be proud. I just want to smile. I just want to smile again. Please, give me my smile back, Julian. Give me my smile back.